Hello everyone, I am an old storyteller from an old tea house. Here is today's story.
I entered my new dorm at Westfield University, a sleek building with paper-thin windows, my gut twisting with excitement and anxiety. I was 18, a freshman biology major, and I craved a fresh start after a subdued high school life. My room smelled of fresh paint, its bare walls begging for posters. I planted myself in my textbooks, their weight grounding me in purpose. My teacher suggested I try a study group to help my grade, so I signed up in hopes of friends. We met in the library basement, a dingy room with wobbly lights. Sarah, the upperclassman who was leading the group, greeted me with a blinding smile, her self-assurance attractive. She introduced me to four others, but kept looking back at me, warm and intense. We dove into cell structure, her words swift and engaging. I felt accepted, my shyness melting under her praises. She texted me after the session, complimenting my notes, and I smiled, content. Her messages arrived daily, asking about my classes or interests. At first, I liked the attention, typing hurried replies. By week 2, her messages arrived late in the night, emojis piling up. I hesitated, not wanting to slow her down without being rude. Her second message gave me a shiver, "You're cute when you blush." I remained silent, my face burning, hoping she'd stop. Later at the library, Sarah edged closer, her knee brushing against mine, her quiet voice meant only for me. I shifted position, my pen falling, but she didn't notice my discomfort. The group thinned to 3, others having exams, leaving me exposed to her gaze. She'd linger after sessions, asking about my dorm, my schedule. I growled indistinct answers, my gut twisting. She asked us over to her room one night, but only I showed up, the others conveniently away. She poured juice, its taste oddly bitter, and I made an early exit, feeling dizzy.
You okay?
She texted afterward too soon, as if sneaking. I skipped the next session, mentioning midterms, but her text didn't let up. "Monsieur Leo," she wrote, hearts dotting the screen. I blocked her number, my hands trembling, needing room. My roommate Jake found a note under our door. "Leo, talk to me." My insides dropped. How did she know where my room was? I reported it to my Ra, who promised to keep an eye on the floors. That night a knock rattled my window, impossible on the 3rd floor. I peered out and there was nothing, but fear lingered around me. Sarah's messages somehow bypassed my block, her message icy. Why ignore me? I got up, checking my settings, and found none, no glitch. At the dining hall she appeared, sliding into my booth without invitation. I smiled, forcing it, my fork shaking as she talked as if nothing was wrong. In my dorm for a second time, I knew my hoodie missing, then my bio notebook, pages curled up. I told Jake, he shrugged and explained that I must be stressed. Sarah's emails started next, another account pleading for an answer. I changed my password, my throat was tight, but still her words remained. I woke up one night to scratching against my door, soft but purposeful. I peeked through the peephole, seeing an empty hallway, my breathing slight. My Ra looked for no one, guessing a joke, but I couldn't shake fear. I researched Sarah online, finding general information about her intensity, nothing concrete. In the library, I saw her staring at me from another floor, her face blank. I fled, cutting through shortcuts to my dorm, my sneakers hitting concrete. Jake told me about a pretty girl asking questions about me at the lounge, her looks like Sarah. I called campus security, my voice stern amidst hysteria, but they needed proof to act. I ceased sleeping normally, my eyelids weighing heavy as I scoured my room for hints of alteration. My desk chair shifted overnight, leaning toward the window, but I hadn't moved it. I installed a cheap webcam, its red light my sole comfort. It caught a shadow walking past my door at 2 a.m., too fast to identify. I showed the Ra, who frowned but had no visitors logged. Sarah's emails deviated, accusing me of sabotaging her friendship. I copied them, palms in sweat, gathering evidence. I found my missing hoodie sitting on my bed with unfamiliar perfume one afternoon. I clutched it, my heart racing, aware that I'd locked my room. I spoke to my professor, suggesting the class be dropped, but I needed the credits. My webcam failed at night, playing replayed video, and I sensed a faint buzz outside. I checked my window, seeing fresh scratches on the frame, higher than vandals. Security warned Sarah off, citing my protests, but she emailed again, her voice cold. "You can't hide." I wedged my bed against the door, my muscles aching, sleep an unvisited dream. My grade slipped, biology colliding with fear, but I clung to routine, refusing to give in. I forced myself to confront the truth, my fear hardened into resolve. I tracked Sarah's access, library speeches, her questions about my life, and saw her control. My webcam captured her creeping a note under my door, her twisted face confirming my fears. I made a case, emails, notes, the smell of the hoodie, my hand steady despite fear. One night my door creaked, the turning knob slow. I hadn't locked it, careless mistake, and my breath caught. Sarah slipped in, holding my notebook, her eyes aglow.
You left this.
She whispered, taking a step closer. I backed away from my desk, my voice inaudible, ordering her to leave. She did not hear, her grin terrifying, and pinned me down, her hand icy.
You don't get to shut me out.
She said to me low, a pen grasped as a knife. I screamed, hoping Jake could hear, and shoved her away, my hands trembling. She staggered, cursing, and approached me once more, pen flashing. I sidestepped, making a dash for the door, calling for help. A neighbor dashed in, scaring her, and she dropped the pen, taking off. I called security, my voice strained, as they took her away in the corridor, her screams ringing out my name. Security pulled Sarah away, her cursing resonating down the corridor. I made a statement describing her notes, her emails, and the break-in, my voice firm while my hands shook. They found my stuff in her room, photos of me too, her obsession exposed. Sarah had a history, they said, obsessions about classmates, not this type of thing. She was suspended, and I got a no-contact order, its paper thin but real. My raw moved me to a new dorm, its sanitary walls a relief, though I double-checked doors at night. I phoned my parents, their voices tuning me in on the phone. My study group apologized, unaware of Sarah's collapse, and I went back, cautious but determined. Therapy paid off, my counselor's questions stripping me bare of terror. I aced my biology final, a quiet victory, my focus sharpened for it. Sarah's emails stopped, but I had kept them as evidence, a reminder to her shadow. I gained new friends, screened out slowly, laughter soothing my shyness. My dorm room became home again, posters adding to the walls, but I avoided nights alone. I walked around campus taller now, my shyness gone, tempered by the knowledge that I weathered her craziness.